Peace and blessings, all my beautiful people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Okay, it's Friday. This is the day where we all feel this is one of those days. I mean, my allergies are killing me today, you guys. The weather is it's so muggy. I hate when the weather's like this. I feel like I'm the weatherman or something. Because when the weather ain't right, it feels like my allergies start kicking my behind. But I'm here for you guys. Happy to be back this Friday, and yeah, we're gonna just jump into a few things, and I got some other extra stuff that I'm gonna be releasing later on today. So we're gonna have a great little weekend here going on. Just want to talk to you guys. We're gonna start this whole thing off with this whole Diddy situation. We're up to the point, you guys, where I just feel like there's no more to see here. Your boy Diddy, your boy, he's out of here. He's out of here. From the last I look at this guy like he was his power. This is what happens when power, because he took his power to the extreme. I mean, when you're taking stuff, you're messing with people's contracts, and now you're taking stuff from females sexually. You a different type of monster, and I just don't feel. I just feel like the picture that they painted of this man, it fits him. Yeah, he's that. He's that. So in the last, so this lady, she gets on the stand and she explains how, when she woke up, he found him on top of this is like monster stuff. Some of this stuff, it just hurts my stomach even going over this stuff. But for the fellas out there and the ladies out there, this is a perfect example of when you have to be around the people that you can trust. Obviously, a lot of people, and it doesn't, to me, even if you can't trust a person or you're working for somebody, it doesn't give them any right for them to do anything sexually with you. If you, no is no. And if you have to drug somebody and do this and do that, and then they waking up and you're on top of them, this is like that type of stuff that we see sometimes in like movies. Not even, it doesn't even go that far in these movies. And he's committing all this stuff. I don't think it's not looking good for him, to be honest with you. I can't see Diddy coming out of this thing and beating this whole case. It's just, that would be a big shocker to me if they don't even throw him anytime and he just gets to walk out. That would be the biggest shocker to me in the world, because the evidence that they have against this man is enough to put him away for the rest of his life. It's just the things that he did, it brought him to this point. Whether good morning. I just feel like, honestly, I'm just being totally honest. Like, I feel like, yeah, if let's just say he does get out. You know how many people's lives are gonna be? People are gonna be in fear of this guy. It's not like and we humans, we know how sexually freaky we are as humans. His level of freakiness and taking things, you think he's gonna really come out and stop that? No, he's going to be still looking for more victims and people that he can overpower and do what he wants with them. It is disgusting. I mean, at this point, I don't even know who that man is. I don't know who that man is. I don't know him. I do not know who that man is. Because, I mean, you mean to tell me that you got to listen to the people and listen. This is not just a play on character. I think what happened is, in between this whole thing as it was going along, people started formulating their own version of what sex trafficking is. And what we have to understand are maybe our versions of what these crimes are. It's kind of like, I'll give you an example. It's kind of like, you're walking across the street and then you get a ticket for jaywalking. You're not used to getting a ticket for jaywalking, but it's a crime. You might not really know exactly jaywalking, but it's a crime. You stepped over, this is one of these things where the more we hear about what he was doing, the more it paints a picture of a type of person that you do not want on the street, a person that it will hurt somebody and will take. I mean, you don't do that to any female. I don't care how talented you think they are, or how if you think that they're going for the money or they're doing this and that. Let me tell you something, man. At the end of the day, this guy is doing the art to people, men and females, and it's obvious that not every, it's one thing as saying you don't believe this person, but you think everybody's going to get up there and paint this picture of the same details of what they're. Come on now, we too grown for that. The man was doing, and not only was he doing that, I started realizing there was a point in Diddy's career where he stayed behind the scenes. And I think that's when he first got away with it. That's when he felt like, you know, being in front of the camera and you know, interviews, that you can even look back in his interviews. He doesn't like, there was a point where he didn't want to be asked a certain types of questions, and he was very like, you know, antsy on type of things, what's going to be asked and things like that. You know, all of this shows that he was doing wrong from the beginning. And I heard another thing that, you know, one of his bodyguards, which was Gene Deal, he went up there and he got into like an altercation. I don't know how truthful that is, but I'm hearing that he had got into an altercation with somebody out there, because it's just a circus in front of this place. It's like people are out there going, you know, free Diddy, and then on the other side there, you know, put him in jail. So of course they're gonna have some, and you know, I look at it like, if you're a fan of this man and a fan of his work, if you can't see or understand what is going on at this time, it shouldn't be the place where you should go. You should just sit back and let the Lord do its work. And because at the end of the day, we hear the things that he did. If you pile it up, man, they have so much evidence on this man that they're bringing people in, and it's not just a character painting of this guy. This is what he was doing. It's way past that, you guys. It's way past that. He's untrustworthy. Everything he checks off. He checks off, man. The guy's a monster. I don't know, man. It's like we're definitely at the point where there's no more to see here, you guys. It's almost over. It's about to wrap this whole thing up. I don't know how much time they're gonna give him behind it, but just doing that alone is a crime within itself. You got people, you know, and these are people that worked very close to him, so he knew how to you know, maneuver push his power on people, and he knew it takes him a little. It seems like it takes him you have to get close to him, and then he starts trying to figure you out and know when to strike. That's kind of like what it is, and yeah, it's really sad with Diddy, man. I don't feel like there's no way. I can't see. I can't see him beating this at all. So for the people that thought that, you know, the more I look into it, the more I just cringe. It's like, it's one of those things. It's like he's becoming like this. I don't know if this, you can even put this under sex addiction. This goes straight under, it's crime when you do the art. It's one thing of having a sex addiction, you know, or loving a lot of porn and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is criminal stuff. This is nasty work. Yeah, he's scared. You're not even like, this man, he should be running at this point. And I could imagine, you know, when people say, you know, do you know, it can't be all these people. Like, what are you talking about? It can't be all these people. The man is a mogul. If you're a mogul, you're addicted to sex, or you're just a celebrity, period, you think you can't get what you want when it comes down to fulfilling your sexual needs. I think his problem was the reason why he was doing that. He found he found some kind of like enjoyment of when he took it from somebody. Because if you really pay attention to what's going on, there's different type of sex ways that he goes about it. When he's with Cassie, it's more like he can't perform at his best, so he needs somebody else to come in, perform, and treat her in a certain way, almost ragdolling her type of, you know, a more aggressive type of sex towards her. I don't know if that was the built up animosity, realizing that she wasn't really in love with him, but when he gets like his assistants and things like that that's around him and just know him for that, he takes it in a way where it's kind of like that's when he could perform, because he finds enjoyment of doing it that way. Come on now, we are grown. We're not kids. We understand that there's people that have their sick ways, and his sick ways led him up to this point. I don't see him beating this at all. Honestly, I really I don't see him beating this at all. This is more than nasty. It's more than nasty. It's very disgusting. Then you got a lot of people I see online. They're like, you know, she's lying, or she's this, she's that. Why are people so quick to point at the finger at the victims? And a lot of people, you have to clear your mind of thinking about just money all the time. A lot of people, they include money in every damn thing they do. And that's the reason why they can never find happiness or never find some, clarity in the things that they're doing or saying or trying to achieve. Because it's not all about money. Yes, there's going to be people that's going to gain a whole bunch of money. Yes, she got 20 million or whatever million she had. But that doesn't hide the fact that he went out there and what he was doing. You see, when people have that much amount of money, they feel like, eventually I'll just pay her off. No, but eventually, if she builds up that same type of hurt and she had to go home to her family, how do you think she feels? How do you think these victims feel going home at night? Some of them probably couldn't even tell their families. And some of them, this is not some. This is something that eats you apart. I know people that's victims of the R, and to me, from my take looking, and it's something that never really heals. It's just like a wound that stays there that people try to ignore in their life and move on. But that hurt and that feeling that they had from that first point of whenever that happened, it never really goes away. And this is the type of power he inflicted on people, and it was sexually driven. Yeah, it's hard for people to be objective, and I have to give them. I understand because a lot of people are in love with celebrities, and if a celebrity does something that's out of the norm, it's hard for somebody to just some of them to just turn around and say, oh, they don't, because they don't see that person in that light. They can only see what that celebrity had to offer as far as like music or whatever they had going on that made them a celebrity. But when you really think it out, and just us looking at each other as human beings and not just highlighting our talents or highlighting the things people want you to see, you come to find out that there's a lot of people that use their celebrity or use their power to do certain things that might not necessarily be, like fair to people. Not just illegal, but just fair to people. It's almost like, like a just like on the lowest terms, like a police officer going into Dunkin' Donuts, and the first few days he gets a free coffee. But if you expect that coffee every single time, every single Dunkin' Donuts, the time that they don't give you that coffee and you feel some kind of way, you got to check yourself. Because the coffee was never free. They was just giving it to you just to, let you know, like a little salute. Oh, you're policing us. But if you expect that every time, and this is what happens, and don't just sell people short as fans. Don't sell your fans short, because there's a lot of fans, like, you see these concerts. A good example is like the Usher concert, right? You're sitting there with your lady, and she runs off, and Usher feels like, say, for example, kiss her in the mouth. People don't understand. There's not every female that's willing to do those type of things. And whether that's whether if they like the celebrity or not. They might not like, why are you putting your hands on me? And if that celebrity takes a kickback and say, why, what I can't put my hands on you, they're wrong. They're wrong. You can't put your hands on somebody, whether you're a celebrity or not. And he went to the extreme. If you think about how many years this probably was going on with the amount of victims, it adds up. It adds up perfectly. I just don't see. I don't see. And if you really think about it, is he's never like. I don't know if you guys hear it like how I hear it, but it's not like he's fighting for his, like saying the things where he's not combating it with like, oh, I wasn't there, or look at the time, check the time, like how Jay-Z did, like, oh, check the time, I was here somewhere else. No, this is more like, I paid her off, and oh, I do know her. It's like you can damn near smell the guilt on this man. You could just in your heart, if you say out loud that he's not guilty, in your heart you know that man guilty. You just don't know the crimes that fit. And what I told you before, everybody, when it comes to social media, they have this social media, like people, I guess, that's been in prison before or whatever, they have their own versions of what sex trafficking is. And that's not what it is. They'll tell you what sex trafficking is. They'll tell you the laws he broke. It's up to you to say, well, hold on, did you break this? Not telling them how the law is supposed to work. I don't get that. That's the point where it's kind of like, that's the reason. See, us on social media as content creators and just as average people just going out there in the world, we're not the jury. The jury is up there. They're having to witness and hear this direct. What our version of sex trafficking could have been wrong. It's cool. That's okay too, but we're not gonna rearrange and try to try to hide out what Diddy did just because he's Diddy. That's just, I ain't going for that. If you think like that, you really got to check yourself and start realizing you got to stop worshiping celebrities. There's a lot of celebrities that's good people. I was watching this guy's Instagram, and so many great celebrities, like I guess he was trying to promote his brand or whatever, and he'll give the celebrity a hat every time they go in. And so many celebrities were nice people. You could just tell they stopped to give him a little autograph, and they had, you don't have to take advantage of people because they look up to you or they look at you for inspiration. And I think he went to a point where he wanted to live in his young stages of his life, where it's like he's out there like he's 20 years old. But we grow up, and the more we grow up, the more we mature, the more we have some. It's just like you personally, like when you see like a younger guy, and he swings on his girlfriend at a younger age. The older you get, the more detrimental that is to you, because you should know better. You're in high school, first year of high school, you're in grade school or whatever, and a girl starts upsetting you and you swinging and this and that. I could look at it and say, yo, young man, you made a mistake. You don't do that. Don't put your hands on a female. You can give a warning shot for a younger guy, even though he's supposed to learn he's supposed to learn that at home. But now we're seeing that, people are coming from homes that's kind of crazy. You kind of got to give them a little shot. Say, young man, you can't put your hands on a female. Why? He put his hands on a female because you just can't put your hands on a female. That's the way I was raised. You don't put your hands on a female. You don't take what you want from a female. No matter how, if this is 2025 or 2020 or 50, it don't matter. There is a level of respect you have to have for another person. If you could outpower and overpower a lady, you don't put your hands, you don't just take whatever, because that's not the way life works. And I feel like it's, real quick, I want to tell y'all something. I don't know how many of y'all seen this, but I know after me telling you this, y'all going to want to see it for this weekend. And I warn you, if you're going to watch it with another person, you guys are going to have sex. Off the back. You're going to be horny at the end of it. But there's a lot of little tidbits, what I'm about to tell you about this movie, that it plays a big part in our society today. So I was looking, hold on, let me check what you guys are saying. Okay, I want you guys to tell me, have you guys ever seen a movie called Baby Girl? I believe it was released last year. It's called Baby Girl. And I'm going to give you a briefing of this and how this plays such a big part in a lot of people's lives today. Baby Girl starts off with an older female. She's working her job. She's at the top, you could say the peak of her career. And at her job, she's just not happy at home, right? And I'm just going to brief it for you to get to the point where I want to highlight. Now, this particular lady, on her way to work, there's a dog running, right? The dog is running, and it got away from the dog walkers. In Manhattan, we have a lot of dog walkers and stuff like that, because the dog was trying to fight with another dog. So as the dog was trying to fight with another dog, it looked like the dog was coming to bite her. But the dog ran right past her to this guy, and he kind of calms the dog down, and she's just looking like, damn, that dog was just biting on everybody. So now the guy calms the dog down, and when she goes up to her building and goes to work, she sees the same guy that calmed the dog down. And the guy was a younger guy, younger dude, still an adult, younger dude working for her. I guess he was probably a new hire. And she asked the guy, the first time they spoke face to face, she asked him, how'd you calm that dog down? And he said, a cookie. So she said, well, do you always walk around with cookies? And he said, well, do you want one? And she smiled. So that was their first interaction, right? You know where this is going. So as that starts to go on, when she goes back home, well, first of all, the movie starts off with her having sex with her husband. And the weirdness about this thing is, after she had sex with her husband and he rolled over, she ran out the room into another room, and she got herself off. She opened up a laptop and she finished herself off watching porn. And what that says is that her husband wasn't pleasing her the way she felt like she could be pleased. So now she's at the job and she's finding this love for this younger guy. And it ends up, just to speed it up a little bit for you guys, it ends up, the guy kisses her. She backed him off, you know, like a grown woman would do. She's married. What are you doing? You know, that type of energy. And she loved it. She loved the kiss. She loved the kiss. So next time she goes to in bed with her husband, she didn't really want to have sex with him. So she asked her husband, "Could you put on porn while we have sex?" And that's maybe to, you know, get her there. And he wasn't really with it. So she goes back to work, and it goes back and forth until they reach the point where one day the younger guy starts, he fingered her, and she had an orgasm, and she loved it on the. Now when she went back home to lay down with her husband, she kind of dissed him. She said, "You know, I never had an orgasm from you." She screamed it out on him. He was like, "What?" He didn't even know, because he wasn't really sexually connected to her. And when I thought about that, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, we always bust it up. I thought about Remy and Papoose. I thought about what happens in a relationship when you're not being honest with your partner and not telling them, you know, your sexual needs is not being fulfilled, and you find love outside of the relationship because you are no longer sexually attracted to your partner. And that's kind of how it surrounded. She ended up having more sex with the guy, and they just ended up just freaking off, you know. The younger guy was taking her to heights, whereas her husband was just, she couldn't even deal with him anymore. And us as human beings have to understand there is a responsibility in companionship. There's responsibilities in the things we do, the people that we love, the people that we let into our life. And I thought about Remy and Pap, like maybe, you know, because remember with Remy and Pap, he said that, you know, one time he tried to mess with her, and then she didn't want to mess with him. You know, it's the bonds that we make. If you're not really feeling inside that you're truly for that person, it's nothing you can do to another person that can make them say, "Oh, I love you." It's not, it's a feeling. It's something that they want to do. If they don't want to do it, if you're not getting a person off, you know, sexually or what, you're going to lose that person, whether you're in a relationship or whether you're married. And it's a lot of that going on. And I feel like the temperature on that is really, it's rising because of the over sexualization on social media, how we attract to each other, how we love each other. And without even getting to know a person, you just feel that sexual sense about a person from their looks. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't, you know. And I just felt like guys like this, when it comes down to Diddy, their sexual needs, they need random chicks because they can never find themselves settling with just one person. So even if Cassie was in love with him, where it looks like she wasn't, he was still going to be doing this on the side with other females. He was still going to be taking from the ones that didn't want to give it to him. And that power right there is what shows you what type of mindset he had, what type of person he is. And it's just, it's a power that's commanding. It's a power that I'm doing whatever I want. And you put a female in the middle of that, and it can get messy. I don't know if you guys seen, but you know how many females I've seen, I'm talking about recently, that their baby fathers shot them and killed them. I seen at least more than 5 cases where maybe the baby father was right, caught them in the act or caught them sleeping around, and that female didn't know that their baby father was gonna kill them. They didn't know that he was gonna pull a gun or he was gonna be that much. And that's the lack of communication. That's the lack of communication right there. I've seen another clip of this female. She was in the house and he was just screaming, breaking up her car, and I'm like, man, why don't you just leave? But sometimes it's easier for me looking in to just say, just leave. Because sometimes they are so trapped that them cheating didn't even start with the sexual act. Them leaving and wanting to leave, it started a long time ago, and they just are scared to get out of that. So when you see a guy like Diddy, where he's gonna pay for everything and got everything under his name, and he overpowered you. He made you feel like for you to get ahead, he's the only way you're going to be able to do that. These are mental games. It's all in your mind. These are all the mental games and I don't ever say, oh, well, she deserved it because that's what she was looking. Yeah, a lot of people are looking for opportunity. I mean, my God, at this point, I know a lot of people, they're going to be ashamed to say it. But at this point, we all need a little bit of help. You know, that's why I don't even down people that have money, because you don't think they need help too? You don't think they need more money too, to sustain and maintain the things that they already bought, all the junk? Whether we might look at it and say, you know what? I would have never bought that. That has nothing to do with us. At their point in status of where they have their money, they bought a whole bunch of stuff, and now they have to maintain a lot of things that they can't. Now they get thrown in a place where it's like some of these females are ready to take off their clothes and put a price on their thing. And it's sad out here. You got to realize there's a lot of people with a desperation. So if you're looking for somebody for opportunity and you actually get to the point where they're giving you things, this and that, and now when you try to go and do your own thing, they're like, no, you can't do this. And that starts with the first no is going to lead into the last no, where he's going to take it from you. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. You never, ever know what you're going to get yourself into. You don't know if the guy that you're sleeping with or the female that I know y'all seen the female, she shot a man. She shot him, killed him. Then I seen this other case where a guy, he shot his side chick and he shot his baby mother. So it's like this mental health thing it's real. This mental health thing can drive people to do things that we never expected them to do. And there's nobody else to blame but that person. You can't arrest mental health. You know what I mean? Mental health is the thing that changed you into a different person. And whether it changed you into a monster or whether it changed you into angel, it's going to change you. You know, sometimes a person could be changed where they just give up everything that they have because they feel no worth in themselves. That's when it hurts you at that point too. Or sometimes the mental health can make you feel like, oh no, like a lot of dudes fall into this trap too. Just because she let me touch her ass when she walked by and she giggled with me, doesn't mean that when you do it, that it's not wrong for you. I know her. I can tease her in that way. I know her in that way. You feel like, oh, she's letting every guy doing that, so why can't I do it? No, you can't. You don't know her. You just feel, and just look, let me tell you, and it's gonna sound crazy, you even gotta respect a prostitute. Just because she's having sex with a certain amount of people to make her coin or whatever she got going, doesn't mean that you could go in there and you can do whatever and take it from her. These people are lost because, yeah, sex is all the way up there, and yes, it's one of the best feelings in the world, but there's also a thing where you have to understand that you can't do whatever you want with somebody. That's just not the way it goes. The picture they painted for this guy could be put in a movie with a monster behind it and it will go. We have to work with each other and understand that social media is going to do it. It's adding something in our lives. And for some of us, it's not the best. It's not the best. I feel like he wanted to stay young. He wants to always date the person that's new, showing person new things. And that's a younger mindset. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with dating young, but when it becomes like illegal and when it becomes at an age where you have full control of this person because of finances and because of you can trick their mind up. It's manipulation. When you get to that point, you going down the wrong street. That's why when you look, fellas, listen, take it from me. Love the people who love you. Don't look over at somebody else and say, oh, she should be doing that for me too. No, she's doing it for him. That's his thing. That's not your thing. What she might do for me, she might not want to do for you. You might not be that person to be able to get to her like that. And if you don't have respect and draw a line and start thinking within your mind, you're going to get yourself in trouble. You're going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it until you do something that you're going to get yourself in trouble. And I'm just keeping it a hundo with y'all. When I seen that movie, that y'all got to go check that out if you haven't seen that baby girl movie, man. And you'll understand what I'm saying, man. You lead into these places and some of the most greediest people, that greed puts them in a place where they're taking stuff from people that don't want to give it to them, and you can find yourself in prison for the rest of your life behind this type of stuff. I know people know right from wrong. People even, sometimes, and mental health doesn't, You right. You right. A lot of people would do the wrong thing if they can get away with it. But depending on what's the wrong thing. You understand what I'm saying? If you're doing the wrong thing and it has to all deal with you, well, go ahead. Nobody saw you, you do it. But when it has something to do with somebody else and you pull somebody else in your wrongdoings, that's when you have to understand that you're not the only one. If you keep a mindset and just knowing that you're not the only one, you're not, there's going to be other, for the younger guys coming up trying to get yourself a girlfriend and trying to find yourself, some stability in a relationship, you got to think about that. You're not the only one. Everybody has this thing about females where, as far as us fellas, we can't just look at them like they don't get horny too. That is not true. I've been with females that's been way more sexually, just way more horny than me. Way more, way more. But if you can't fulfill their needs, then you can't just look at every female like they don't. Girls get horny too. We are human beings, just the same way we think. And ooh, she's bad, I want to. The same way they think. How do you think what do you think? They just close their eyes to everything? It's discipline that makes a female say, you know what? No, but I have a man at home. I can't. Please, please. Even if inside y'all have something, until you guys, you can't. Until she gives you some kind of opening to let you in, you can't. You can't take from them. You can't. And it goes the other way around too, because we don't hear about it a lot, but there's a lot of females that push up on guys that's in relationships, and they're willing to push any little button. I mean, they will give you head in the elevator, in the bathroom, anywhere before you get home, because they want you that much, because they see that you do have something stable at home. So if you can't put a little hold on your dingaling, then somebody's gonna jump on it. We are human beings. We love sex, and sometimes being around a certain amount of people for a certain amount of time brings attraction to two people. That's just natural. That's natural. That is absolutely natural. So many females took trips in other places, left their family at home, and fell in love with other people because they found a different dynamic and something else that they enjoy in a person. That's normal. But being your honest self, being truthful behind what you do, you will understand. You know how many men right now are sleeping with females that they haven't had orgasms? It's not even a joke. I'm being totally honest with you guys. I'm being totally honest. If you can't fulfill somebody's sexual needs, that's gonna take a tick off of your relationship. It is. Be having sex, and it's a big thing in the relationship, and we see that we hear that Diddy couldn't perform at his best because of what? The drugs. So you ask a female what would she prefer, what type of time would she prefer you on, and you never hear about the guy. He has a female, he has a lady at home, and he has a side chick, right? The lady at home, he's making love to her, but the side chick, he's banging her out, and they're doing the most, and he thinks in his head, nah, I make love to you, but no, don't you think that your wife wants to get banged out too? You see, you screwed it up. When you started dating her, you was banging her out, going off, she loves that. But now you just want to turn around in this type of way and keep her in this type of way, and you lose that sexual tension. So that's what really happens. Now your side chick is getting all the what she wants. You just don't see it that way because you want to be more softer with her, and you want to be this and that. Meanwhile, she has sexual needs that needs to be filled too, and you can't fill them no more. So where do you think her mind is going to go? Where do you think her mind is going to go as a human being? You think that it's only guys that look at the chicks? No, they have, before this social media, you will be surprised how much your lady gets waved to. It's not just about hi beautiful and hi cutie. No, I'm talking about every single day she goes to work. Guys are gonna at least try, because we're only human. It's always up to the individual. So whatever you get yourself into, you have to be responsible for it. You have to be responsible for it. That's just how it goes. It's life as we know it right now in real time. Social media plays a bigger part in relationships than it would ever play. It changed everything. It changed everything. I hope you guys see it like that, and I hope you have some understanding. These guys had sex addictions, and And you know, there's no age level. When you're looking at the thing and you're scrolling down and she has a behind out and you're looking like, damn. Some of us could say, oh, damn, I remember, you know, in my younger days, I'd have took that down. There's nothing wrong with that. You're like, damn, you see it right there. You're like, oh my God. But you have to keep this on. Like, wait, hold on, man. Like, what am I, you know, it's not going to be, you got to weigh things out. You don't be like a guy like Diddy and just go, I'm taking that, I'm getting that because I can do this to her, because she doesn't know that yet. She didn't experience that yet. All she wants to experience is some kind of celebrity, some kind of fame, because this is what's going on right now. And you get in there and you take something from her. Now she feels like she can't tell anybody and then believe it, because what people are going to say, oh, you shouldn't have been over there. But that's wrong. Pay attention to what's going on and don't let people trick you up. Sex is a big thing, and we all know it. We all know it. Let's not hide from each other. Let's be honest with each other. Females and males, you know, just as easy it is for females to get to sleep with somebody, it's just as easy as for us males to sleep with a female. It's just, that's just how it goes. We have to have a little control over ourselves and don't take it to the point where you're just taking from everybody, because everybody ain't for you. Something like I told you, the lady, she couldn't even get off with the guy. So that means that your sexual energy is not matching up. Yeah, y'all are together and y'all are married, but do you guys have something that keeps you guys going? Something that always keeps the fuel, you know, the fire burning. If you don't have that and she's not being honest with you and you guys are not being open with each other, then you're going to have a lot of fake sex. There's a lot of fake sex going around. You know, just one person get off and then the next person just got to, you know, it's just like, if sometimes when you with the right person and you meet the right, that sexual energy is always going to last, and that keeps the fire burning too. Never ever you guys forget about that. If it's just like a business relationship or you're there for a certain reason, for money, this and that, don't you ever think that your sexual life is going to be bomb. It's not going to be. It's not going to be. It's not going to be. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of females, they work hard on their own. If they can get the right sexual energy, they don't care what's in your pocket, because they know better. They know how that make them feel, and they'll stay with that person longer than a person that's just come home every day, slap the money on the kitchen table and go off, you know? So you got to have that energy with somebody, and you have to build up that love with somebody, real love, the true love, not just taking it like how these dudes feel because they feel like they earned a certain amount of money, they can do what they want. It's selfish, and that's the reason why a lot of these guys fall short, guys like Diddy. It's so true. A person that, just the fact says, a person who is impaired, whether by drugs, alcohol, or any condition affecting judgment, cannot legally consent to sexual activity. Impairment voids consent. Yep. But let me tell you something. It's just like saying, okay, I don't drink. If you call like drinking Guinness and things like that, drinking, hey, but I don't drink alcohol. But if you're drunk and you go out there, right? Say you get drunk and you go out there and you start touching up all the females and you do something to somebody. When you sober up, if you're not that same person, you still have to be accountable for what you did when you was drunk. It's you. It's you. It's you. It's not, you can't just, if that's where that the booze takes your mind to do things that, and you know, like how when you were younger, you know, if you was a shy dude and you took a little sip, it opened you up so you're more talkative, this and that. If it goes further than that, where you're taking something, or you're just a guy that when you get drunk you start fighting, you have to be accountable for that. Accountability plays a big part in everything we're doing. So it doesn't matter, whatever you could have been on. It's just like you could have been on heroin and then you realize after you're in prison because you done robbed the store. Yeah, when you was on that stuff, that's what it made you do, but it's still you. And people don't see it that way. But look, man, this is a good example of how all of the usage of drugs and the powering of people, it can lead you down these paths. And yes, sex trafficking, you can put that on there. Not your version of sex trafficking, their version of sex trafficking is what's going to get his behind doing all this time. That's just what that is. I can't sit here and say that, oh, I believe that all of these people are lying. I can't sit here and lie to y'all like that. No, I believe them. I believe them. Whether you get mad at me or not, I believe the victims. I believe them. And I believe that a lot of people, it wasn't just, and you know, when you're saying like a money grab, to be honest with you, it wasn't. There was no part of this a money grab, not even for Cassie. I know a lot of people don't like her because her music, whatever, and she's not, you know. But at the end of the day, it was not just a money grab. He was paying her to do this wrong to her anyway. And when he seen her losing control and the reason why people didn't understand is because they see her trying to go off to Kid Cudi, and they see her trying to, like when he chased her down when the Prince, you know, I don't know if you guys heard that story. She was out there with like a Prince, and he looking crazy for her to beat her up because she was with the Prince. What you guys don't understand is that when a person has control over you at that status, you kind of have to find somebody else that has status to hold you down. That's how scary it can get. You're not running nowhere. Where you running to? This is New York City. Where do you think you running to? Think about it. Where would she run if he keep chasing her down and showing up wherever she's at? You think that when she go with Kid Cudi, now he blow up his car? What he's doing is showing her that, yo, you can't run nowhere. Where you think you running? I got you. So now she's running off with the Prince and guys that have status or power that can probably match him, and probably every single one of them know the story because she probably ran in there telling them, no, this guy's crazy. He seeing if somebody can be like to hold her down. So you don't look at it. The way you're looking at it is like, oh, she's jumping from guy to guy, this and that. That ain't necessarily it. That ain't necessarily it. If you look at how it played out, Diddy had her from like 19 years old. She don't know no other guy in this damn industry. She meeting them as they go. Oh, you got status. Oh, whoever was nice to her had a little amount of money she felt that could match up with the man, and it didn't work out. Because every time Diddy started throwing his power on her, he's showing her that he can get rid of these guys. And once she's put in that box, it's like, I can't go anywhere anyway. Y'all don't get it. He's chasing me down, y'all. You might think, oh, he's with Kim Porter and all of these people, but meanwhile, that's the one he's chasing down. He got control over her. And she can't run nowhere. She can't run nowhere. She wasn't going nowhere, y'all. I don't care what y'all tell me. I know what it is. She wasn't going nowhere. That man's going to show up. Probably every time she heard his name, she probably flinched, look around. Yeah, it got scary for her. When she decided that she didn't want to, expressed to him that she wasn't in love with him like how he thought. Yeah, it got scary. It got scary, y'all. It got scary. I'm telling regular girls in the street right now scared to tell they could, not every female can just be all the way open to their baby fathers and things like their boyfriends. Some of these guys give these females 2 slaps behind and behind the scenes. You don't even know it. They scared as hell behind in their houses. You can't just judge people on everybody's relationship. It ain't every girl that's going to be the toughest to fight back. Yeah, there's some girls that would throw up a little fret with you, throw back some punches back, but trust me, yo, it ain't like that all the time. Sometimes it ain't like that. These guys know what type of females they want that's going to be vulnerable and they can do whatever with. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you. If he could manipulate her family, that's what R. Kelly did. I love R. Kelly's music. But the character, him, what he did with and paying the parents off because they ain't had nothing, he knew what he was doing. What do you think he's standing by? He thought that McDonald's was in Beverly Hills? Nah, that McDonald's was in Chicago. All right? That McDonald's was in Chicago where all the chicks that probably ain't got the amount of money, they're looking at him with open eyes. So he know at an early age, he didn't even got to pay that much. They hopping in and hopping out. Think about it. You think he's going to run up to one of these rich neighborhoods and try to grab it? No, he ain't going to do that. He going to go to places where you feel like money is the only thing that can get you out of there. That's your opportunity. So you probably feel like if you turn that down, you'll never have a chance again the way he put it on you. So you got to be careful. Warn your kids and let them know that there's more to life than just money so they won't fall for anything that's thrown in their face. It's good to say no sometimes. It builds your value and your character. Because you have a limit to the nonsense that's out there. It's just all good. Your opportunity might not be sometimes the devil show you opportunity in your face before God do. God was sitting back and letting you work your way, and then the devil come in there and flip you around because of what? Money. You're lost behind it. Meanwhile, you're the real valuable person because they're the ones that want you. You don't even get it yet. Now they spin your mind around making you feel like you have to be with them. No, they wanted you. And you said no. That's some people take it from you. Be careful. These are tricky situations that people get themselves into and they don't have no understanding of it. Then you're gonna have the guys out here like, nah, you gotta watch out for these guys too. They don't have no understanding for females, whether they had a bad home raising coming up, they had a bad, dysfunctional family where their mother probably wasn't being the best to them, or whatever might have happened that make them look at females a certain way. And yes, there are females out there that's just totally crazy, but why would you consider every female to be like that? Those are lost females. Those are females that have to learn from other females to grow and become a better person. So you got to realize that it's different types of people in this world, different type of upbringings people have. And in certain places, they're so used to the violence, they're so used to that all that dysfunctional family stuff that goes on behind the door that they look at this thing and they accept it like, well, you know how many females could say, well, I've been hard before, but I never told. What? What? It's because in certain places, it becomes the norm when people ain't got no direction in their life and no value within themselves. That's the reason why we have this clash of who's right and who's wrong. Look, man, the evidence is placed in front of our face. It's all bad. What you gonna do from that point? It's all bad. They ain't present nothing that says his character to be a good person. So what are you telling me? What are you telling me? You telling me that he gonna just walk out being a bad person? Well, how that make America look? How that make the law and the federales look? How it make them look? They knew they had it on them, and we knew that from the beginning. These people got like a 98% conviction rate, and we telling them something? No, them people knew what he was doing. It was on him. It was on his ass. And they right now what they're doing is trying to show us how they don't want to give us the blueprint of how they do it, but they was on them, y'all. They was on them. They got them. They got them. Don't worry, they got them. They got them. They got them. The more the evidence start coming out, you're gonna start realizing it's gonna make people drop to their knees by the time this is all over. If you feel like that this man is not guilty, if you feel that way, that's your business. I can't knock you for feeling that way. I won't look at you any different. But some people gotta realize you gotta separate the celebrity from the person. If it's a demon covered in jewelry, a demon covered in designer, a demon covered in trying to be a good person, you gotta look past that and understand that us as human beings, that man ain't right. Chris says, spread more positivity. These topics ain't it. Well, listen up, Chris. Tune in. I got a lot of other stuff coming to that you might like. I don't have that type of negative spirit in me to even get at you or whatever. But what I could say, Chris, if you're one of these people that lay on that side that you've been hurt in your past, find your healing, bro. Find your healing, Chris. You got to get it together, Chris. Talking about Chris, rest in peace to Christopher Wallace. How about how Biggie's mom felt about him? She knew from the beginning his spirit wasn't right. She knew that man's spirit wasn't right. So it's not about just, and that's one thing I do want to get away from for the people that do rep for me. I want to get away from that, just that normal, topics. See, a lot of these people, they caught up with social media, not me. All these topics, this and that. This is not about just topics. This is about life, shorty. So when you say something like, topics ain't right, I'm not like a topic-driven person. You can leave that for the people that don't know no better. I pick out certain things that I feel like it's affecting the community as well as the people. How you doing? Shaniqua, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Much love. I love my people. So it's not just about topics when you're doing these lives. It takes a little bit more out of me probably than the average person that just gets up on here and do lives, because some of this stuff, I try to find like the whys and the hows in these types of situations. And the more I learn about some of these people, you just got to realize some of these people ain't right whether you like them or not. Stop. So Chris, stay tuned. I got a lot more that will probably open your mind up to something else and make you look at life a little bit different. Because it's more than just topics. It's more than just a headline. Bad things are happening to bad people. Karma it's the steam of karma is building clouds around people where they don't realize their life and they can't get their life back together because people are crashing. People are doing the most. Things are happening in people's lives and they don't understand why. If you can find a sense of knowing who you really are and value yourself while you're out there, the only karma that's coming to you is good karma. But if you hide your dirt so much that you can't even look in the mirror and you go out there and something happens to you, it's not up to us to judge you, but it's up to you to understand that karma is real. Things happen. You're not going to just get away with it to think you and just run off because you have money or you have this or you have that. Be good to people. And when you come into people, just to school you a little bit, when you come into people's live chats, you got to be more open to everybody's different ideas and how people think. Don't just jump in and just feel like, oh, this topic is not for you. The world ain't really for you when you really think about it. We all as human beings have different ways of looking at things. It's not me judging Diddy. These are the things that have been put in front of our face that he made mistakes of even letting us find out and doing all of this stuff. So he put himself in this position. Don't ever find yourself in the pot that's cooking already. You hear me? Don't go out there and keep spreading negativity. I see a lot of YouTubers, there's so many great YouTubers that they send some good energy out there. And then there's some YouTubers where they concentrate on other YouTubers. That's just always been weird to me. I'm not that type. Like, try to put good energy out there, because as much as we don't, look, people are losing their jobs. People are trying to find their next bit of money to pay their bills. And just because somebody makes mistakes, it doesn't mean that they can't get back on their feet. So make sure that whenever you come onto these platforms, you spread some positivity, because just in case, even if it's 1 to 2 people watching, you could probably help somebody. And once you have that type of energy, you'll never have to worry about what people say about you and the things that they try to paint a picture of you as. But if you're probably new to the channel, but I never come on here with negativity unless that negativity has something to do with what's going on in our communities. I care more about how the outlook of this all is going to end up on people and their mindset than you probably would ever know. So when you say something like that, it just lets me know the level of mindset that you're on. But you can get there. You can get there. We could all get here. We could all get here where certain things don't bother us like that, and certain things we try to figure out. We could get there. I'm not going to diss you, though, because I don't know where you're coming from. Shouts out to all my people in Chicago. When everybody's saying, oh, they demons, this and that, I looked at them. I said, nah, man, wait, hold on, man. They don't got the right information. Yeah, they're killing each other because they scared, or this is something this was put here before they got there. And all they had to do to enter was pick up the gun and point it. So I look at that and I say, wait, hold on now. Something wrong with that. Not all these people could be demons. That don't make sense to me. Nah, it ain't that. It's that when you put somebody in a certain environment and they feel comfortable because that's what's going on around, they fall victim to all of these types of circumstances. So if you swing back around and you want to come back through, you might have jumped out now. I don't know where you're at, but I do have some topics and good things that you can take and change your life with, because this is how I'm working on changing mine as I go too. It's don't think I got it all together. I'm here like, damn, that's happening, and I'm trying to pick up with, from how I was raised and the morals I got, and I'm trying to correct things in other people's lives, and at the same time that helps me correct things in my life. So don't think that I'm just jumping up here and picking any topic. Sometimes I don't want to talk about these people, but I know that there's somebody out there that's having misunderstanding of it, and this might fix something up. So that's how I get my blessings, Chris. So I ain't taking nothing this morning in no way, because I'm always giving out that positive energy, and sometimes that offends people. But for the people that do listen, you definitely gonna get something you can take with you. Whatever I put down, you pick up. Trust me, it's gonna help you out. Because you can start anything and do anything you want to do, but you have to have the right mindset to get it really, to get it up there like how you want to. If you have that low thinking that everybody's out there to diss somebody, or everybody's out there to talk down on somebody, then you not looking through the right lens. You got to find yourself with people that find understanding a little easier, and then they'll make you find understanding easier, because ain't everybody a demon. Sometimes people just get caught up in the mix, man. So keep that in mind when you jump into certain lives. I ain't like everybody else. I don't go look at other people's lives like how a lot of these people do and, take this, take that. No, I just speak from in here. And that's the reason why we always come out original every single time I drop for you guys, because this is how I actually feel. This is not how so-and-so feel and I just remix it. That's what hip hop does. I'm not doing all of that. I'm just coming and letting you know that regardless if that was your favorite singer or your favorite artist or your favorite rapper, if they do something wrong that could affect people, I'm going to speak on them no matter, even if I like them in the past. It don't matter. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to be a friend. I want you to understand that. We're building a community over here of people that see things in a sense of looking for healing, understanding, and could put yourself in somebody else's shoes to have that understanding. If you could only see it from the way you see it, you're a very stubborn person, and you have to open your mind up to know that not everybody shares the same experience as you, but there's somebody else that does. And if you meet up with that person and they find their solution, you can find yours. Another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, just jumping off of the Diddy real quick. You see Offset now he sees Cardi, and this is crazy. This is how these types of relationships. You're welcome, Shaniqua. Much love, you know that. This is how these types of relationships work out. Offset, he has his money, Cardi B has her money. They go separate ways, but there's a kid still involved. And social media makes you see everything. So if she's doing something with somebody else and they're having a good time and he's having a good time on this side, social media going to bring it to the light, and they both, as a couple, once was a couple, will see the information. And this is the reason why filing for custody for the kids and this and all that, don't you think you have to put the kids first? Doing all of that, how, you know, when a kid is involved, it's no longer just about you. You have to understand that your kid is going to have questions regardless. And you can't just say, expect your kid to, no, the kid is going to love both of y'all. But that's mom and dad. Like, whether mom and dad is no longer in the same household, that's still mom and dad. So they got to find a way to fix this and try to stay off of social media a little bit. If you realize that your first relationship wasn't working out on social media, make sure that your second one, you kind of lay low off of social media a little bit and try to fix your wrongs before you jump into another relationship. Are you just going to be paying the same fee you had in the first one? It don't make sense. Oh, congratulations to the Knicks. They took the win. Thank you to the Knicks out here in NYC. We hoping the best for the Knicks, man. We trying. I know not everybody's gonna be from NYC, but you know the Knicks ain't take one in a while since like the 1970s or something. We're not gonna lay up on that, but all we're gonna say is we wishing them the best, man. To bring something home to New York. We need a little parade down Manhattan or something. We want to see that. We want to see them take it to the top. So congratulations for winning the last game, and we got a little more to go. So we're not gonna celebrate all the way, but we're gonna keep this same energy so we can keep this winning up, man. Let's keep this winning energy up instead of taking on this other what could happen. No, we're gonna make it happen. No matter what, we making it happen. It's not about what could happen. We making it happen. This is the further you fall back, it makes that much greater of a comeback story. That's the way you got to look at it. No matter how far you push me back, my comeback story gonna be even better and better and better. It's gonna get better because the more you keep adding in, even the things that people do to you, if they do, oh, do you write down in your journal? That's added onto my comeback story. Yeah, you made me feel a certain way. I didn't like how you made me feel. You came with that bad energy, and I turned it into this, and I made this out of it. That's how you gotta be. For real, they don't understand. They don't get it. Some things are just spiritual. They don't get that because they don't want to take the time out to even understand or investigate what that really is about. Your spiritual has everything to do with your being, you as a person and who you are inside as well as outside. How you look at things, how you take things in. A lot of people, they can't do that because they can't even face themselves in the mirror. So if you can't face yourself in the mirror, how the hell you think you're going to face God in his face? How you think you're going to stand up and look at that man after all the things that you did? It don't make sense. So until they get right with the man upstairs, they'll never, ever be right inside down here. It's just simple as that. I don't know what, I can't lead them down no way. I can't tell them what's cooler than what to do. But all I can tell you that it works for us. It works for us. And when somebody's trying to tell you something or help you with something, just because in the past people have wronged you and they told you things that didn't come to intuition, doesn't mean that everybody has the wrong out there for you. So people got to just wake up. People just got to wake up. It's so true. It's so true. It's so true. People don't see it that way. I'm telling you, I done seen so many people. It broke my heart to see so many people that's down bad. Some people look at that and just they got like a smile they have inside. To me, I'm like, nah, y'all don't get it. You think that you want to be the only one balling in the club? That club is gonna be empty with just you and the whatever drinks nonsense you got in the air. You want to make sure that your environment has the same as you. You don't want to be the only person on your block with the Rolls Royce. It makes you a target. You want to make sure that everybody has a smile on their face when you enter that place so you can have the time of your life. You don't have the time of your life, but you're the only one happy and everybody around you is miserable. It don't make no sense. That's the reason why people fall short, because I want to get there. I want to do it myself. I want to get there. And by the time they get there, and I'm not saying you're not going to get there, but by the time they get there, they have nobody to celebrate with because you've been so wrong to people on the way there. We got to start looking and valuing each other, not just it's not just about ourselves. It's about other people too. Take accountability for the people that's around you. Once you start doing that, you'll look at life completely different. A lot of people are lost because they feel like, oh no, it's just for me. I want to win. I want to do this. Yeah, you want to do that, but it takes a lot of people to be around you for you to get there. If you make a person feel something in a certain way, by the time you get to the top, you won't realize that the chairs are turned into booths. And people don't see that. You don't want to be the only one. I tell people that all the time, you guys. I tell people that all the time. You never, never, ever want to be the only one. There's going to be standouts in your crew. There's going to be standouts in the bunch that has that. You might have a nicer car, but you have to make sure that everybody around you, their mental health and everything is right, because you never know who got that knife to stab you right in the back. I'm telling you. There's people out here that they'll watch you, and you're doing good for yourself. If you don't look around and be aware of the people that got bad mind for you, you start looking around and realize like, wait, all these people, they didn't want to see me succeed, but my hard work got me here, but I don't have nobody to celebrate it with because I can't trust these people. They want to see me fall. We have, like, you want to see people, that it's just like, look, listen to this. Everybody starts saying, they was pushing a lot of products on us. Buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. You got to buy this to be cool. You got to buy this to live rich, right? Then people started turning around and putting their money in the better places. Them people scattered. They never care about y'all. When people start saying, you know what, I'm cool on that Louis bag. This bag is by design. I like that person. When this transition and this transaction started to happen and people's mindset started to change, them greedy people, they started getting nervous. Business started closing down. You know why? Because when you hear, it's just like how Tupac said, they got money for war, but they can't feed the poor. It's because they like that. They like that overpowering. That's the reason why I was trying to tell you people at first, but people look at it like, that's why I tell you guys all the time, it's not about like Donald Trump and they're saying, oh, he's racist, this and that. No, listen, my people, listen up. You can't point out everybody like they racist. It's classism. The richest black person, he doesn't mind being around them. Nah. You have to have the heart for the one that ain't got nothing. And you see it in that person. It's not about just racism. It don't run the world. Let me tell you. You see, even how when Kanye West, he was talking all this, being so disrespectful to the Jews, and you see like the people that were racist following him. Them people weak. They ain't got no power in this world. Don't let nobody fool you. They weak. You think every white person want to live like that and be pointed and people telling them who they are? No, it ain't like that. There's white people going through the same struggles as black people too. You didn't know that? But you have to understand that the cover-up is different. The cover-up is if they say something negative about us and they don't say anything, well, they wrong too. But if they speak up for us, then they with us. It ain't about racism. Stop sticking on that and letting that stop you and letting it be a hurdle. Those people that follow behind the racism, they weak. They don't got the power that we got to rebuild and refresh and build from the ground up. No, they look at you and they scared of that. Trust me when I tell you, don't point out everybody like that, because then they're going to paint the picture back on us like that. I'm telling you what it is. They feel like in these times, they feel like if you the guy with the most money, there ain't no color to you, because they can either get something out of you or they can use you for a marketing promotion to get something for themselves. Pay attention. Racist people, them people broke. They ain't got no power. You can have $1 million and don't have no power and it feel like $10,000. I'm telling you. If you can't get in the rooms with the right information, with the right people to stand behind you, you still ain't shit. While they thought Donald Trump would, they say, oh, it's only the rich people that what Donald Trump look at as poor could be rich to a lot of us. You don't know what type of money they're dealing with billions of dollars. You having 2, 3, 4 million is still poor. Pay attention. Pay attention. It's how you use your money and put it into certain places for other things to grow, to bring in the profit. And that's how you become sustainable as a family, as a unit. That's how you get ahead. You have to show people that you have just as amount of power in your mind, not just in your pocket. And they fear you for that. And they have 2 choices. Either work with you or run from you. That's it. That's it. Once you have this up here, they can't do nothing with you. They can't clown you. They can't do nothing. You keep working hard. Keep working at it. Whip them out with that work, like how we used to doing. Because we can make something out of nothing. And that's the scary part for the people that can't do it. For all the people that say, oh, they just getting money, it's easy, this and that. Well, if it came easy to you, then God bless you in a way for you to have an easy journey. But you have to be careful on how you market that word called easy. Because sometimes easy, you end up in a bad place making it just easy. You can miss out a lot of things. Life is not just easy. Life is hard for a lot of people. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It's all about how you take things in and the problems that come, that's standing ahead of you. If you can get past those, you can get past so many different things. If you can live with less just because you want more, it don't mean that you're not living. You're still living. You're still good. You can wake up and you made it. You understand how I say Mickey made it? That's how that came about. It didn't come about from no rap songs or me hear somebody saying it. No, it's something I sat down with and I thought to myself, wait, I already made it. Hold on. All the things I've been through. I made it. I wake up every day and I keep drilling at it. That's making it. It's not $1, it's not a price on that making it. It's not that. Don't you see that you can buy something new today and tomorrow they tell you it's old? So that means they ain't had no value in it in the first place. You shouldn't have bought it. Pay attention to what's going on and don't let people trip you up along your way. You have to keep nailing at it. Because what they're trying to do right now is strip you of the thing that you think is worth it, and that's the money. They're going to try to strip you of your money. They're going to try to make you work harder for less. But if you keep having the power in your mindset to say, I'm going to keep going. Nah, to hell with that. I'm going to double my money. I'm going to start stop. I'm not buying this from these people. So I can have more in this department so I can better myself. Then you made it. Because you have the right mindset that nothing can stop you. And nothing should be able to stop you. The only thing the person you have to is the Most High. We all have a lot of people, they get caught up in how things are looking for other people, but they don't know how things are feeling for people. You don't know how a person really feels. That's something that's personal. So people can make things look whatever they want to make it look and paint it however they want to paint it. But how you feel inside is what really counts for who you are. Don't be subjected to what these people are telling you, because when they say it's almost like a blur in time. Because tomorrow's another day. So whatever happened today that hurts you, tomorrow's another day. Get it out your mind. Find a new way to think about things. Find a new way to look at stuff. Realize that guy that ran out in the street, he might have not just been wilding. No, the wilding started a long time ago in his past. He might just be out there trying to finish himself or just trying to just get it over with because he can't take no more. You got to see what points people are in their life. That's all I'm saying. I know friends from a lot of nationalities, and we're all going through this. It's true. People don't know that. People don't know that, man. People don't know that. Just because I can cover it up better than you don't mean I ain't going through it like you. And not everybody's going to be open and honest, because that's not their fault. That's just how social media paints it. It paints it, you have to have all your highlights and your best looks, and you can't have this here, you can't do that, you got to be this way. Meanwhile, the same person over there you think got it going through the same thing as you, trying to figure out how they're going to sustain or maintain whatever they gain. You trying to get to where they at, and they trying to maintain what they got. You guys in the same place. You guys in the same place. It's like the guy driving a Bentley, right? He driving the Bentley is driving awful, man. It's slow. It's giving them problems. He got to take it back to the dealer a lot of times. And the guy spin by in the Honda. He look over at the Bentley and he like, damn, I can't wait to get one of those. Meanwhile, the guy in the Bentley looking at his Honda like, damn, you know what? That Honda, he never have to get work done on it. You don't know how people feel. You just looking at the outside and thinking, no, that's the point where I got to get there. Meanwhile, that company don't make enough cars to sustain every time. You got to take, I'm always going to break down. It's always going to break down. But you don't know that because you ain't reached there yet. But if you just think it out, you start realizing, yeah, most of the happier people, not really the richest people in the world. And I know it's sad to say, but it's kind of the truth. It's kind of the truth. The people that you laughed at in Africa with the flies around their head, they're happier than you. Look at it. Hey, I'm out here in America. I'm just telling you what it is, man. I ain't no fool. I look at them people, they having a good time. They busting it up with each other. The ladies having fun. They're not chasing out the girls fighting. What's going on here? We got to open our eyes and see what's really it is. I don't understand how at this point in time and how hip hop got the youth looking and killing people for a piece of chain. I don't get it. I don't get it. I can't see. I don't get it. You can work hard and get your own. And then when you get your own, you're going to still have that same hurting inside of you because you're going to want to take from somebody else because you got to work hard for that. So you have a problem with hard work. You don't have a problem with getting to that point. You just don't want to work hard. That's on you. That's on you. And your results will always be the same if that's your type of mentality. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. A lot of these people, they want you to follow into this perception of they know what they're talking about. They got it. This is how his life's supposed to be. Look, listen. For somebody, they'll have to be 150 years old for you to say, you know what? They made it to 150. I'm going, whatever they say. Until that, question everybody, even me, question everybody. You make sure what you take in your intake, it works for you. And don't hurt people. It's true, Shanique. Everybody got a story. And our stories, and you see how it works out now? Like people, they want to add like a little bit of struggle in their story. You could be honest with me. If you didn't have struggle in your life, you had a good life coming up, this, that, it's nothing wrong with being honest. You don't have to put struggle in it, and we don't all have to have the same stories. That's how we learn from each other. That's how we learn from each other. If we don't have a difference in stories, who's going to want to hear the story? Think about it. That's why I see a lot of these movies that we are seeing right now, they're for the dumps, man. The scripts feel like they're AI. Next thing, the music gonna feel like it's AI. I want to hear how you truly feel. Did you write it on a piece of paper or did you ask the ChatGPT to type it out for you? I'm not with all of that. I'm not with all of that. I'd rather it come from the person. Like, I'd rather have an autograph signed by a celebrity than having to go out there and just something digitally sent to me or a picture. I'm just not with all of that. You know, I still feel like authenticity comes from that actual person and that person's feelings, and that's how it translates to people. That's why I told you guys, do not write your ideas down on your phones, this and that. You get yourself a journal and you write that down. That's your idea. Nobody can take that from you. If you put it on any one of these digital things, they can still go on your phone and all that. People say, oh no, they can't go on their phone. You ever seen that app that when you put it up to the music, it could tell you what song it is? Well, just think about what it can do to you. Think about what it can do to you. When they hear your voice or when they hear this and that, this thing is powerful if you don't know what you're talking about or what you're doing. They've been watching you and trying to see what your next move was so they can duplicate it way long time before this stuff came out. You think they didn't have this type of technology before we got our hands on it? They just knew when we got our hands on it, they wanted to see what we was going to do so they can regulate it and they can use some of the stuff that we did. Come on, we got to wake up. We got to wake up. We got to start understanding that we are more powerful than what these people think we are. We are the real computers of life. This what we have up here is the real computer. We the ones that solve problems. That's the reason why I don't go for all of that nonsense people be spilling out, spewing out online. When I see a bad person, I'm like, oh, he's a bad person. Why did he do that? It's as simple as that. You don't have to tell me how he treated you. Just because a person treat you in a certain way doesn't mean the majority of people that he came in contact with, he treated them the same way. You got to wake up. Stop worshiping celebrities or people out there that you think just because they have money that they're some good person. No, a lot of good people in this world, like I said, I'll say it again, don't have that type of money. There's a lot of sacrifices that come with being a good person. Helping the other person, giving a person your last. These are the things that fall into the good person box, not the things of you have a ton of money. So what? Your man has millions of dollars. He only gave you 20,000. I had 20,000 and I gave you everything. How you love me now? I gave you everything. I put my trust in you. I gave you everything. When I come home, I drop it. That's your money. That's you. I worked for it. That you can have that. Be good to your people, man. Stop being like these greedy people. Don't take up that type of mindset. You see what happened to OnlyFans? Did y'all hear? Y'all didn't hear the news? Just because people pulling off their panties for a piece of change? Nah, that OnlyFans ain't gonna be here long. They're about to put regulations on that and pornography. You watch and see. Because they're realizing, oh, if she take off her panties, you get millions and this and that. But it comes with a lot. Y'all, they ain't gonna show you that it comes with the stalkers and the people that kill you. They want the people that sell organs. These are people that they figured, being that you're doing that, you already threw your life away, so they can do anything with you. That's how they looking at you. They're not everybody looking at with you with their penis hard. You crazy? There's people that's looking at you too that want to harm you, and you put yourself in harm's way, and what do you get? It's not saying that you're deserving of it, but it's just saying that you was in the wrong place doing the wrong things to get where you had to go, and this is how it turns out. Would you like when you're walking with your kid and your family, somebody's behind the bushes looking at you, screaming your name and following you at nighttime? You don't want that. I'm telling you, after you'll want to give the money back just to live a regular life. So be thankful of the positions you're in and do better for yourself and stop trying to be like everybody else. That's all I'm saying. Let me see what else I got for y'all. I think I was running my mouth a little too much. Shawn Kemp, he falls in the same, he's losing himself to sex and he's, these people you gotta look, listen. Love the people who love you. If you're gonna be there just to be a servant of whatever you think you can do to somebody, and you're gonna find yourself in trouble in these times. Social media, we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see it. Whether you try to hide it from this point, we're gonna see it. We're gonna hear about it, and you're gonna lose your career or whatever legacy you put out there because you're a different person behind. Be yourself and don't be a demon behind the scenes. That's all I'm saying. Don't do that. Don't do it at all. I felt bad. I seen Lamar Odom. This is a good example of how money management and financial. I still feel bad for Lamar Odom, and he has way more money than me. You want to know why? Because through his trials and tribulations, he fell short on a little bit on the drugs and stuff, and he found himself in a place where he rehabbed and got back. But the only thing that'll mess you up in these times is finance, man. He's paying like $46,000 a month for one of these LA mansions. Now, you know me and you, we don't need that. We don't need that. What I tell you about the mansions with no family pictures in the home? What I tell you guys about that, right? You see the mansions, you see any family on them walls? No, because they're doing all sorts of nonsense when they bring more females in. You can't even show them that your wife is up there, right? Didn't I tell you that? So listen, $46,000 ain't no place on earth you should be doing that, whether you have the money to do it or not. You got to wisen up and know that people are going in your pockets and taking whatever you have because you're that ignorant to spend that a month. Now, I like Lamar because he had a comeback story that I could appreciate. I'm not going to judge him for his drug days. I'm definitely going to big him up for getting through it and all the things that he had to go through. He's from New York City, from Queens, New York. But at the end of the day, he make a mistake by having them people feel like, oh, he's just going to be paying $46,000 a month. Leave that mansion. You could find a better place way cheaper, and you wouldn't find yourself in this type of debt. You wouldn't have. Sometimes it's not, when you lay down in bed and you lay and you hit the pillows, it's not the whole world watching you. You find a place that's comfortable. Not everybody has to be in a mansion. Some mansions scare people because it's too big. You don't know if somebody crawling through the window on the other side. You can't be single in the mansions because that's going to be even more crazier. So be careful of what you buy into, because sometimes the things that you buy into are the same things that's going to leave you broke. A lot of these people that you see right now are trying to get back to where they once was, and then you have people like ourselves that's trying to move up and do better for ourselves. It's the same struggle, no matter how you look at it. Don't look at people just because they have more than you, like they're, like, ha ha. That's not ha ha. He's going through it. I can understand. If I put myself in his shoes, I would have an understanding that maybe I can't manage my money, because throughout the times when I was on drugs, other people was managing my life. When you get on drugs, right, people start managing your life for you. You can't be the person and do the things you want to do because the drugs got you. Yeah, you acting like the guy that's on the drugs and he's acting like nobody else in the room knows he's on drugs. No, it's up to him to fix himself. And then you start seeing the things that you missed out on, and now how you can't manage your money. That's why a lot of drug dealers don't go too far. They don't know how to manage their money. They made enough to leave the game, but the way they spend, they have to stay in the game to maintain it. And it happens to a lot of people on so many different levels. Pay attention to what's going on, because you can do a lot with a little bit. Don't let anybody fool you. You can do a lot with a little bit as long as you know where to put it. Stop trying to be like everybody else's. Like I tell people, stop looking over at the Joneses, because guess what? The Joneses are broke too in these times. You remember that. Remember, whatever I put down, I want y'all to pick up. Let me see what else we got here. Tory Lanez, you know what? When it comes down to Tory Lanez, look, throughout the phone call where he went admitting it, I don't know where this whole thing is. I'm not going to be disrespectful towards Megan. I know that people are hearing a whole, but they're bringing tapes back of him. Look, that man put himself in that position. I can't tell you now that, he didn't do it. I'm not with that crowd. I don't know. Something fishy about the whole thing. I'm not too savvy on what's going on with Tory. I know he made a mistake, shot the girl, and from all I know is that's the outcome that he got behind it. And ever since then, it's been downhill for him. I think from the beginning when Tory got into the game, to me, he was a very talented follower. In other words, if you guys understand what I'm saying, he was very talented. I'll give him that. The music was chef's kiss, but he was a follower. And once you're a follower and you want to be in everybody's crowd and you want to do this and write this for her because you can do it, and write this, and you want to be the man, and that's when you find yourself in these positions. Number one, you ain't supposed to have no damn gun. You got so much money. You probably, you could have had bodyguards and things like that. It's levels to everything. And I think that he just overdid it. And whatever happened in that situation, he found his behind in prison. I can't be the one there to pull you out. I felt bad for him when he got stabbed up. And I feel like the jail system and the prison system, they fail people. We can't have people going to jail and dying in jail, so let him die on his own then. But at the end of the day, whatever he did got him to that point. For him to fix himself, I never heard, as much as these people, I heard his fans say he's more innocent than he said. So pay attention. He made a mistake that people can't seem to digest. You hurt somebody. Whether you're saying, I don't know, you're saying Megan wasn't this, Megan wasn't that. Look, listen, man, what the hell are you pointing a damn gun at a female for? What the hell are you doing? You got a promising future. You did well for yourself. What the hell are you trying to go there and play like a gangster? In these times, there ain't no females wanting these damn gangsters, man. They know that the end of their life is going to be in jeopardy if they keep messing with these type of people. They're going to bring harm into their life. So just stop, be yourself, and stop trying to be like everybody else. Not everybody's going to be the toughest. I told you, the toughest, they might not drop last place, but they definitely ain't going to come in first place. I promise you that. It ain't the toughest of people that run this world. Trust me. You'll be surprised. One more shouts out to the Knicks. I love you guys. Let me see what y'all are saying. 60% of the NBA players face serious financial. It's true. A lot of the NBA players face that. But we got to give them a little bit of grace of being first-time millionaires. But then again, it's like, look, education continues. Education is not something when you get money, forget it, I'm not being educated. No, learning and educating yourself is one of the biggest things people forget. When they get their money, the smarter person is going to be like, I'm going to educate myself in some finance. Let me start talking to my lawyer and find some certain people that I can get myself, educate myself about how to put this money in the right places. Some people are so ready to hit the mall. They ready to hit the mall. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. They ready to hit the mall, buy the ugly Rolls Royce looking like a refrigerator with wheels. No disrespect, but take it how you want to take it. You gotta make sure that whatever you're doing, if you the more money you gain, the more lessons you learn. Be smart about what you're doing. Don't go out there and try to be like anybody else. Be a leader of your own tribe, or be a great follower of the leaders that you look up to, okay? Love you guys. I appreciate you. I got more videos dropping today and this weekend. I got some new stuff for y'all. So I really appreciate y'all. If y'all new to the channel, subscribe for me. You know how hard it is for when you kicking that positive energy, and people out there, you know, they're going to throw up about 100 negative things. They're going to get way more views than me, but I don't look at that like that. I understand that it's easier to attach to something that you feel that's more stuck in you than that positivity. Some people look at him like, oh, he being too positive. It's all right, though, because we're going to get along, and we're going to rise, and we're going to move as a tribe. We move as one. So when we busting it up and we sharing and helping each other out, it's only going to make us better. It can't hurt you. So give me a little sub. Give me a little sub. I love y'all. While more shape who you are, dollars fuel what we can do. Yes, dollars fuel what we can do. And you know what comes before the dollars? The value in yourself, for people to believe in you, to give you the proper information to make those dollars. That's all I'm saying. We need the money. We see how it's going. We need the money, but we also need the information with it. You can't just throw a man the money and he just go and blow it. No, I need the information so I can throw this money to him and my niece and my brother. I got to be able to have the information to scatter out to you guys to say, no, this is how you do it. Don't do it like that. Do it like this. And that's what is needed. You can't just give somebody just the money without the information. How they going to keep it? That's the trick. You remember when, real quick before I get out of here, you remember when Chef G went to jail, they pardoned him? I said, man, if his mindset ain't right, he going to be right back in prison. And what happened? He was right back in. So what that looks like to me is a promotional gig. It looks like if they know you can't change and you're going to be more subjected to do the same things, then they can pull you out for a few days and you're going to end up back in the same place. Be careful. Change who you are if you feel like that's the thing that's getting you in trouble. You're going to need the money. But sometimes if a bad person get money, it's that much detrimental to society, and that's what they're scared of. So be careful of that. Be smart and keep educating yourself. School ain't going to be the only place to educate you. Sometimes you get education from experience. Remember that. I love you guys. Like and share this video. I really appreciate you this morning. And it's Friday. Let's get this Friday energy up and keep it going on throughout our day. All right. Until next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Love. I get up.